Hello, good evening to everyone. Actually, my name is Manigandan. I am from Chennai. Actually, given the title, The Islam, the Way for Global Peace. For my concern, but when you look at the global scenario, the problem for peace is Islam. Example, Syria, Iraq, Palestine, etc. Then how can you say this?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you please explain
Yeah,
for me?
thank you very much. I am very happy that being a non-Muslim, you participated in the talk and you have a concern for it. See, if I give the answer, I would request you to understand the answer impartially. Very honestly understand the answer. You and me today know that Tony Blair, who was the Prime Minister of the UK, he has given an official statement saying, I am sorry, we are sorry. We attacked Iraq with wrong information. But I am asking, why are my non-Muslim brothers not asking these people, when you had a wrong information, with a wrong information, how can you kill how many people? According to a report published in Times of India, the report says, according to Iraq body count, more than 100,000 civilians were killed. But this is Iraq body count. Lancet, you heard the name Lancet? Lancet is an American organization. According to Lancet, more than 500,000 civilians were killed in Iraq. I'm saying you get a wrong intelligence report, you attack a country, you destroy the entire country, and that's it. You just say, I'm sorry. So, see, who attacked Iraq? Muslims. Saddam Hussein, he was peaceful. What was he doing? Nothing. He was doing nothing. Syria. Who knows the history of Syria? Nobody knows the history of Syria. Bashar al-Assad belongs to the Ba'ath party. The population of the cult to which Bashar al-Assad belongs is hardly 10%. 10% of the population is controlling 90%. Is this justice? No. What did they do in all these years? They destroyed the Sunni Muslim population there altogether. And now what is happening in Syria? Who is responsible for it? You and me very well know who is responsible for it now. See, Muslims, they are fighting with each other. Who is inventing the weapons? Who is selling the weapons? The weapon factories. They need to sell their weapons. They need to earn money from it. And to sell the weapon has to be used. If the weapon is not used, they can't manufacture more weapons and bring it into the market. So there has to be a game of war happening. Then according to the Pew Research and according to another economic research, under the UN, the report says in 2013, 35 wars were fought in the world. Out of those 35 wars, only 14% wars were fought in the name of religion. Meaning, the remaining were fought not in the name of religion. According to Robert Pape, did you hear his name? Robert Pape. He is a clinical psychologist in the United States of America. He has written a book by the name Dying to Win. This book today, it is the central research book for military of all the countries. Indian military, American military, Russian military. They are all studying the statistics given in that book. You know what is Robert Pape saying? Robert Pape says he has studied in detail suicide bombings committed from 1980 till 2013. He says in this period, more than 90% of the suicide bombings were committed by non-Muslims, not by Muslims. He says total 462 complete suicide bombings were committed. Out of 462, 275 were committed by LTTE, and a majority of people in LTTE are Hindus. Then the next by the PK party of Turkey, a secularist party. Third by Hezbollah, a Shia group. He says in his report, a Sunni Muslim committing suicide bombing in a country which is not occupied by a foreign force is 1 out of 35 million people. But this report nobody highlights. So the thing is, the news we get, it is one-sided news. See, I was telling, as an example, I'll tell you. If I tell you, there were 4,000 people and they attacked 50 people. But out of the 50 people, only 12 died. Out of 4,000, 2,000 died. Is it possible? It is possible. It is possible. It is possible how? If these 4,000 people, they do not have any weapon. 50 people, they are with automatic machine guns, they have grenades, they have some mini bombs. It is possible. So what is happening, you know? You and me, we are a majority in the world. 90% of us, we don't have the weaponry of mainstream media. 10% who have the mainstream media, they are damaging the whole world. This is what is happening around the world, brother. MashaAllah, if you analyze, Muslims have been living peacefully. I always tell my Indian non-Muslim friends, especially our Hindu brothers and sisters, I say, why do you want to take example of Pakistan? What is Pakistan? In Pakistan, everything is there except Paki. Except purity, you find everything in Pakistan today. If you want to take example, don't take the example of Pakistan. Take the example of Indonesia. You know, there are so many non-Muslims in Indonesia. There are so many temples in Indonesia. Take the example of Malaysia. In Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, do you know the number of temples in Kuala Lumpur, according to a research, are more than the temples in Varanasi? Can you quote me a single rat in Malaysia and Indonesia against Hindus? But look in India, in 50 years, more than 30,000 riots. In majority of the riots were initiated by non-Muslims. The maximum people killed were we Muslims. The maximum loot of us Muslims. The maximum in jail, we Muslims. So if you want to take examples of Muslims, take it from Indonesia and Malaysia. Not from Pakistan. It's a rogue. We damn care Pakistan. I hope I answered the question.